game. The referees, Marie-Eve Couture and Shauna Neary. And the linesmen, Laura Gutakis and Sophie Thompson. And fans, please welcome today's Scotiabank skaters, Adele Webley and Lily Evans. And now, today's starting lineup for the Sonnet team. In goal, number 29, Nicole Hensley. On defense, number 25, Emma Buckley. Number 42, Claire Thompson. On forward, number 11, Abby Rock. Number 18, Malia Schneider. Number 21, Hillary Knight. And now, please welcome today's visiting team, the Scotiabank team. Your coaching staff, assistant coach, Brian Purdy, and your head coach, Dean Seymour. And now, here's today's starting lineup for the Scotiabank team. Starting in goal, number 50, Kristen Campbell. On defense, number 5, Megan Keller. Number 14, Jamie Bourbony. On forward, number 6, Rebecca Johnston. On forward, number 7, Nicole Costa. And number 12, Kelly Panic. For more than 15,000 years, the First Nations walked upon and cared for the lands we now call home. Ishinabek, Hunansani, Ojibwe, and many others who were families, friends, and communities the way we are today. The town of Collingwood acknowledges the Lake Simcoe-Nottawasaga Treaty of 1818 and the relationship it establishes with the original inhabitants of Turtle Island. We acknowledge the reality of the shared history and the current contributions of Indigenous people within our community. We seek to continue empowering expressions of pride amongst all of the diverse stakeholders in this area. We seek to do better and to continue to recognize, learn, and grow in friendship and community, nation to nation. Fans, please welcome the following representatives from our local minor hockey associations who will be taking part in tonight's ceremonial puck drop. From the Collingwood Lightning Girls Hockey Association, Ivy Martin. From the Collingwood Minor Hockey Association, Dave Eep. From the Collingwood Blues, Cliff Hollinshead. From the Collingwood Knights Women Hockey Club, Donna Crane. Also on the ice is Clearview Mayor Doug Measures, as well as Terry Dowdle, our local area MP. Please give a warm welcome to the Collingwood Lightning U13 Blue Team. Can we please have the captains from each team go to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. And now, fans, we ask that you please rise, if able, and remove your hats, and join Mackenzie Johnson in the singing of the Star Spangled Banner and O Canada.
Test it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, and all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Hello, everyone, inside the Eddie Bush Memorial Arena. My name is Izzy Germain. I'm joined today by Liz Knox, and you're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, the Collingwood Showcase, day 2 of 2. And I still have chills from our anthem singer.
Yeah, she absolutely crushed that. I saw a little eye contact with the camera, too, which I respect and appreciate.
A very good job by a young Collingwood Lightning athlete. So we're ready with Sonnet versus Scotiabank. We have a team that has been struggling in the standings. Liz, they are now in a 5-game losing streak, and they also have lost 8 of 9. On the other side, you have a team that just won yesterday, a big game that you had in Hockey Day in Canada in Owen Sound. They break a 3-game lose streak. What can we expect from these two teams today?
Yeah, I'd love to see Scotiabank break that skid. On the other side, Sonnet, I mean, they're losing these games by 1 goal. You know, 1-2 goals in the last 5 games they've lost by. And you're just looking for them to put together the full 60 minutes. It seems like they kind of lose grip in the third period. I don't know if it's just extra legs or mentally now they're hitting a block, but they need to have a strong third period to keep Scotiabank off the board late in the game.
Well, missing a big piece to their blue line today in Erin Ambrose, still out this weekend, but we hope to see her back for OHL weekend in February. Let's talk about the goaltenders. Nicole Hensley has faced a tremendous amount of shots in 6 games. She's been absolutely stellar for Sonnet despite the losses.
Yeah, fantastic work from Nicole Hensley. Like you said, 208 saves in 6 games played. I mean, I don't think I had 208 saves in my entire career. So she's got over a 9.3 save percentage. She's doing everything to keep her teams in the game. And then at the other end, Kristen Campbell, she came into the second period in yesterday's game, relieving Emmerich Mashmeyer, and she stopped all of the shots. So, I mean, coming into the game late, putting up a shutout, love to see that work from Kristen Campbell.
So splitting the shutout with Mashmeyer yesterday, and she gets the start this morning at our 9:30 game, the first of 2 today, so don't go anywhere at the conclusion of this one. A 12:30 matchup between Team Adidas and Team Harvey's will end our Collingwood showcase. But we thank you for joining us on CBC Sports and wherever you might be watching online. And Scotiabank gets things started in the offense. There's Claire Thompson getting her first touch of the puck, finds Schneider on the near side board. Abby Rock now, puck in on Kristen Campbell, and she's going to give her a little bit of snow there to wake her up maybe.
Yeah, there's your classic Abby Rock. You see her with the smile. There you go. You got Megan Keller giving her the old fake jersey there. But you just love to see the girls having fun early in the game. And Kristen Campbell just settling things down for Team Scotiabank.
Well, Abby Rock designed a new warm-up shirt for Team Sonnet. They debuted this weekend, so that was her Christmas project. The Sonnet Slappers is what it says, as Hillary Knight gets her first shot on Kristen Campbell. So a little bit of the comedic relief in the room, I guess, is Abby Rock, but she's been absolutely amazing for Team Sonnet. She leads the team right now in possession time of the puck.
Yeah, and she's just such a fun player to watch because she is so intense, but she also just enjoys the game. You see her, cheesing on the bench all the time, having fun with the girls, and then in the corner, it's pretty much the opposite.
Hillary Knight keeps things inside the Scotiabank zone for Team Sonnet, but they're going to break out now with Blair Turnbull. Her pass to the far side misses Carpenter. Knight will pick it up in the neutral zone. Hillary Knight looking for her breakout performance this weekend. Big shot, rebound by Campbell. She can't handle it. Now Shelton trying to slow things down in behind Campbell, wait for her teammates to change. She loses the puck. Still a little wet there behind Campbell. Now Victoria Bach. Bach with speed. One-on-one with Buckle. She sends the centering pass. It goes wide. Now Leslie trying to get to it. Alexa Vasco will find it first in the neutral zone. Vasco with the shot. Stopped. Bouncing around. And Scotiabank is going to send it the distance. And it's not going to make it for the icing call, as Brown will have to break out with Sonnet, and that will make it down the ice for icing, as she had a lot of pressure from Victoria Bach. But a good start to the first 2 minutes of this one.
Yeah, both goalies getting into it a little bit, and Nicole Hensley, I'm sure, is happy to have a face-off in her zone. Some of these games you want to get into the game nice and early, get some shots out of the way, get some saves under your belt. So,
well, Liz, as a goaltender, we talked about the third goal was really an unfortunate goal yesterday for Hensley. It just went off of Buckle's shin pads and in, and it was almost not even 15 seconds after they had just tied the game. As a goaltender, what do you think Nicole Hensley is telling her team to try and get the W?
I think she just wants to see the puck, in these games where they're trying to create a lot of havoc in front of the net. She wants to see the puck and cover up rebounds, give her that time and space to do so, and then on the odd chance where it's bouncing around, have her defense clear.
Here's Rebecca Johnson now over the blue line. Her shot goes wide. Keller will keep it inside the blue line. Tarnowski trying to get around Keller. She's by herself as Team Sonnet is off for a change. Now Turnbull at the hash marks. Stopped on the far side. Tarnowski gets the shot off. Thompson comes down, misses wide. Carpenter now. 3 Sonnet players on her quick. She sends it down the ice. Hensley trying to let it go for an icing, but it hits her in the crease. Laquette now. Pass to Skaggs. Taken away by Abby Rock. Skaggs, one of 2 players who were on the Noxie and Cax show this week.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, you definitely want to check it out. Her and Madison Field joined us, and they're quite the duo. They're a good time to be around.
Definitely one of the funnier episodes this season. Now Abby Rock clearing it out. Abby Rock, a scary moment yesterday as she went into the boards, but was able to come back a couple shifts later and looks good today so far. Brown will take the puck away at the blue line. Patience as she looks for Schneider. It'll find Jenner instead. Jenner now in on Campbell. Her shot stop. Cleared out quickly by Scotiabank. A much better start for Team Sonnet today. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Jenner gets it. Jenner's going to wind up for the shot. That's stopped by Campbell. Now back to the point for Thompson. Cycles down low. Picked up behind the net. Now Graham misses the pass. A little bit of issues with the ice, it looks like, this morning. Maybe the girls are still a little tired too. Here comes Skrupa. Can't get the shot off, and Campbell will settle things down in front of her net. He's just seen a couple areas on the ice where the girls are losing the puck, and it's just not their normal style.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the ice is a little extra cold or their hands are a little extra cold, but they're taking a few moments to get their feet wet here today.
It's definitely cold in the Eddie Bush Memorial Arena. A good classic community rink. Just talking to Jesse Eldridge's dad before the game and talked about the history of this arena. They were actually going to tear it down until they decided the Barrie Colts were going to put a Tier 2 junior team in here. And they put some improvements in the rink that I'm thankful for. Some insulation in the roof makes it a little less cold, apparently. And I can't imagine it being any colder than it is right now.
That's hard to imagine.
Nicole Hensley's going to cover things up. We'll get a face-off to her right. A little bit of a different look for the lineup today. Team Sonnet, as Hillary Knight and Hannah Brandt are lining up with Skarupa today. There's going to be our first penalty off the draw to Team Scotiabank, and it's going to be a hooking call.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, Izzy, but this line of Skarupa, Knight, and Brandt, the All-American line here, first time, obviously, that Skarupa has joined the PWHPA this season. She got a game under her belt yesterday, and we're looking for her to settle into this line. These players are very familiar with each other, and hoping they can build some chemistry and get that Sonnet offense buzzing.
So a 2-minute power play for Team Sonnet seems to be what they need, maybe to get the first marker on the board. They've been the better team so far in the first 5 minutes. Here's Knight. Leaves it for Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot tipped in front. Brand is looking for the rebound, and Campbell's going to find it with her glove.
Kristen Campbell, I mean, she did that multiple times yesterday where the puck's bouncing around in the blue ice, and she's just keeping a nice tight seal with her pads along the ice. And of course, she's got that quick glove hand that she was flashing yesterday, and she makes no mistake again today.
This is probably the first weekend where we've seen a little bit more consistency in goaltending, and Hensley played yesterday. Obviously, Campbell wasn't supposed to play the entire game yesterday, but did end up playing a second game. Is that a little bit more helpful as a goaltender to get more minutes in?
Yeah, certainly, and I think, you know, when the players are on this tour, the games come a lot in clumps, so they're having time off or where they're training on their own or with the national team. Nice little play there on the net. Sometimes you got to give it a little love, you know, make sure the ref knows it's off. But to your point, yeah, I mean, these goalies are getting into their zone, and I think coaching is, you know, they're finding their confidence in their goaltending as well. They're figuring out what goalies play best in what scenarios, and they're riding those players to try to get the teams the W.
Still a minute and 18 seconds left on the power play for Team Sonnet. They've come close. Here's Abby Rock in front. She walks around Campbell and scores. Abby Rock, she was buzzing yesterday, didn't get the goal. She said she wanted one, and she's got the first one today for Team Sonnet.
What an incredible move by Abby Rock. She takes that pass and a great look out of the corner. We're going to see it here on the replay. So puck comes out and a great lane there, and Abby just fakes that shot, gets Campbell to drop, and takes that step around to the wide open cage. A very difficult move in that tight on a goaltender with that kind of pressure.
Great play by Abby Rock, and a good interception by Hannah Brandt as she gets the primary assist on the first Sonnet goal. And they'll take a 1-0 lead in this one. A power play marker for Team Sonnet, and we mentioned yesterday their power play was running at 5%, so that'll definitely help with their percentages and definitely help with morale on the bench. Have an early lead. Kogan now moves the puck up to Vasco. Taken away as Bach takes a hit from Zandy Hart at center ice. Both players are going to bounce back up. Puck inside now. Field sends it below the goal line. Brown D-to-D pass to Zandy Hart. Kogan touches over to Vasco, and she'll get it back on the near side. Back to Vasco in the slot. Her shot blocked. Now Leslie trying to center a pass. That'll be cleared out. And Lange can't clear it. Buckles with the slap shot from the point. That one's put aside. Lots of pressure now by Team Sonnet, as Bach will finally get off for the change. Now Knight in the neutral zone. It's a pass from Thompson. Knight at the side of the net, backhands it over, hits the side of the net. Thompson will try to keep things alive, and she does. Now Panic, trying to take her time. Looking for a centering pass to Costa. And the puck is going to find its way into the Scotiabank bench. And we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone.
Yeah, big hit there from Zandy Hart. Love to see the refs letting the girls play. That one may have been a little bit on the toe in the line, but the play continues. Glad to see Victoria Bach jump up again.
Zandy Hart was definitely the best D on Team Sonnet yesterday. Played some big minutes. And she looks to continue that success today. Now Riberina Braga battling as Johnston will steal the puck in the slot. Backhands it over to Hensley. Keller jumping down. They want a call. They won't get one. Bourbonnais tries to keep it in at the blue line, but she's got Knight. Knight finds Skarupa. Skarupa's shot stopped by Campbell. Yesterday, one of the complaints from the Team Sonnet dressing room was the amount of breakaways they let go. And now they've got their own today.
Yeah, there's just so much talent up front in the PWHPA that as a goaltender, as a coach, I'm sure you're not too excited when you see those 1-on-0 chances on your net.
Can't imagine Hensley was enjoying the 4 breakaways that she stopped yesterday, but was so calm throughout. Now here they come again. Schneider, puck taken away as Brown loses an edge. And Skaggs now trying to go the other way, but Thompson's going to help her deep partner up, moves the puck up to Jenner. Brianne Jenner in the slot, quick shot, goes over the net. Carpenter now on the far side, pressured by Schneider, will go back to Lequette. Finds Bach as it hits the referee's skate. Bach now 1-on-4 in the middle of the ice, but has enough speed. Will take the puck down low. She still has it along the boards. Riberina Braga trying to take it away. Rock there to help. Schneider comes down, trying to move it up, but it's stopped by Lange Stewart now on the far side, stopped by Thompson. And it's going to be a hand pass. And I've got to mention, we've talked about the referees lately, but we don't take the local referees in the PWHPA. We do need a quality of reffing for professional women's hockey. So we're flying in referees from across the country. They have to be a certain level. And I've got to give a shout out to Shauna Neary from where I'm from in Halifax. She was a goaltender as well, Liz, but has recently just become a superstar on the international stage in female refereeing, and she's a great influence for those young women in Nova Scotia looking to put the stripes on.
There you go. All those naysayers that say goalies can't skate.
She's a great skater. Put a hockey stick in her hand, though, to play forward. It's not as great.
Well, we never said we had good hands.
Yeah. An incredible goaltender in her time, university hockey. Played at Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick, and has been at the World Championships last few years and mainly refs in the men's game in Nova Scotia to keep this level of hockey. Now Scotiabank trying to tie things up. 9:44 remaining in the first period. It's been all Sonnet so far. Sandy Hart's going to clear that one out. Keller's going to pick it up at the far blue line. Quick pass to Johnston. Love to see a slapper from Johnston like we saw yesterday.
Yeah, she had an absolute bullet one-timer yesterday, so she keeps her point streak alive. I mean, she just keeps coming. It's very impressive.
Johnston taking a year off from the national program, but playing with us in the PWHPA, and we're so lucky to have her. Here's Leslie now at the side of the net with Vasco. Their shot is blocked in front. Here comes Rebecca Johnston. It's a 2-on-1 as Bourbonnais going to jump up. Johnston's going to shoot, and it's gloved down by Hensley. And you can see Jamie Bourbonnais.
Yeah, that was
a long skate.
It was, and I don't know if you guys could see Claire Thompson, you know, busting her tail back, but a great job to get that stick lift. We're going to have a little look at it here, I believe.
Just the speed of Thompson.
Yeah, she just, like, she must have gained 4 or 5 feet on her in the last, just in her defensive zone there. So great hustle from her, and great job by Sonnet D just to keep that 2-on-1 to a minimum.
We talked about it yesterday, but Claire Thompson just takes her weekends off for med school to be here. There's a few like that. Yeah,
pretty average person, I'd say. You know, just going into medicine, playing professional hockey, still pursuing her career with the national team.
There's all kinds of amazing stories in the PWHPA, and we hope to share more with you throughout the season and get to know these girls a little bit more off the ice. As Carpenter now with speed inside the zone, moves it to Turnbull. Claire Turnbull on her knees, still has it. Back to the point. Shelton and Laquette will exchange passes. Laquette shot, that one goes over the net, and Hensley didn't see that one till it went by her face. Shelton now jumping down low. Riverina Braga, though, will find Brandt. Brandt will take her time. Sends the puck down deep. Skarupa. Good impact so far on Team Sonnet. Takes that puck away. Centering pass tonight. And stopped by Campbell. Hillary Knight now below the goal line. Her pass to Rock. Batted out of the air. Settled down as Rock will maintain possession. Putting on a good little power skating clinic down there as well. There's that bouncy boards. We talked about the lively boards here, and that's something that Campbell will have to get used to, as she wasn't here for yesterday's game. Hensley tried to play that puck, but Bach picks it up. Stripped away by Rock and Jenner. And now in the neutral zone. Sent back in by Lange.
And you mentioned the boards. Interestingly enough, yesterday we had a similar situation in the corners at the Scotiabank end. So the players being smart with those plays off the kick plate.
Well, we talked about how important it is to just get used to that, especially where we travel. We don't play in consistent arenas. And you can see yesterday's goaltenders were a little hesitant to play the puck before they really figured out that bounce. Sonnet will clear it out of the zone as Jenner slaps a pass to Schneider, but it's taken away at the far blue line. They try to find Panic on the near side. The puck bounces over her stick. Thompson will take it away at the goal line. Gives it away to Costa, though. Rock trying to follow that puck down. Panic in front with Johnson. Johnson's shot is stopped. Now Leslie. Stripped away by Panic, but Thompson once again there to pick up the loose puck. Back to Riverina Braga. Out of Kogan. Scott Vasco. They send it down low. Icing waved off as Vasco got a piece of it. But Keller's going to quickly send it over to Carpenter. Trying to find Skaggs at center ice. Cleared out again. Icing waved off as Leslie is first to it. She's got to get around Keller, though. That's a tall task. Keller trying to clear it out. It's stopped by Zandy Hart at the blue line. Now Kogan on the near side board. 5 players digging for the puck. The referee's going to ask them to play it out, and it does pop out to Zandy Hart, but crosses the blue line. They'll regroup with Hillary Knight on the far side. Knight sends it behind Campbell. Good pace to this one so far 5:40 remaining in the first period. And it's going to be an offside, just as I thought we hadn't had a whistle in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely some good back and forth chances. This is a typical Sonnet first period, honestly. They get lots of pressure early. It's nice to see them, capitalize and get on the boards. And we'll see how the next 45 minutes play out. I hope that they can keep this pace up.
Well, something we talked about yesterday with Sonnet too is just they've got the depth, they've got the talent. It's just that piece of chemistry that they might be missing a little bit of. And they've spent a lot of time this weekend to try and correct that. And it's really a situation where we're traveling and they don't get to practice together, and there are some factors to it, but they're working really hard. The t-shirts and warm-up and a little bit more team bonding this weekend seems to be paying off for them. Here's Victoria Bach now. She's going to take the shot. A nice save by Hensley.
Yeah, incredible poise by Hensley, making that save look easy, which is most definitely not. Victoria Bach, she's got that high glove shot, and she has such a deceptive release. We'll take another look at it here. Victoria Bach, again, she's got her eyes on that short side the whole way. Hensley does a great job taking the blue ice, and she's got that quick glove hand.
Face-off won by Sonnet. Jenner on the far side with speed. She's got Rock going to the net as well. She'll send it in behind the D. They'll battle for the puck below the goal line. Jenner at the side of the net, stopped by Campbell. And it pops back out as they'll skate it out. Graham now to Bach to Field. Field with a shot. Toe saved by Hensley as Riverina Braga scrambles to get that out. Desrochers, her shot wide. Johnston put into the boards by Rock. Now Riverina Braga with time, finds Schneider. Schneider cuts in at center ice. They'll find Abby Rock at the blue line. Abby's all by herself, but here she goes. What a move.
Just out here playing some Sunday pond hockey. Abby Rock tossing the puck up like it was nothing.
Here's Johnston now. She had pressure by Riverina Braga, but it's an open net. And it's going to be waved off as Costa was in the crease on top of Hensley.
Yeah, a very quick wave from the official there. She had seen the play kind of develop. I believe she's still going to talk to her group here to make sure that what she saw was in fact what the other three saw, but we'll see on the replay here as Costa winds up in the net. Maybe she had some encouragement from Buckles there, but certainly, taking out Nicole Hensley in the blue paint, not even giving her a chance to make the save. I think we're gonna see the no goal call stand.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna line up. Keller's gonna have a little chat with the referee, but can't make the save with three
very
girls
difficult.
on top of her. Yeah, I mean, you probably could have done it, right, Liz?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have had that one.
You can hear Johnston say, "Oh no," when she got rid of that puck at the blue line just below us. Keller, though, is going to settle things down. She'll backhanded it back into the neutral zone. Bourbonnais now finding panic. That one jumps over her stick. Find the puck is just a little more bouncy today. And they're struggling. Bourbonnais now. D-to-D pass with Keller. Those two see the most amount of ice for Team Scotiabank. They average 24 minutes a game. That's a ton of hockey. There's Keller again. They'll try a third time with the breakout. It won't work as Carpenter has pressure. Here's Knight now, 1-on-4. A cleared attempt stopped by Thompson's group off the bench on the near side. Back to the point for Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot it through traffic. Stopped by Brandt. Carpenter now circles back to Keller. And Keller will find her in the neutral zone. Blair Turnbull to Skaggs. In the slot, Skaggs with a shot, she scores! Unbelievable release in the slot.
Yeah, my girl Tatum Skaggs, she gets that puck. She's got a great sight line to the net, and you got to give credit to her forwards who are driving that lane to open it up for her. We'll take a look here. A nice feed by Turnbull, and she just is so quick. She receives that puck, quick turn, and you see Alex Carpenter parked in front, taking away the goalie's eyes. Nicole Hensley, she had to be deep in the blue on that one, just being pushed in by the offense on Scotiabank, and we're in a 1-1 hockey game.
Blair Turnbull with another assist.
I'm sure Tatum's family is watching right now, and I Definitely wanted to give a shout out to her 6 siblings, couple sisters-in-laws, couple nephews. They've got a great family there, and I learned this morning that I think they're skipping church actually to watch this game, so we're sending our best to the Skaggs clan.
A good dedication from a lot of the family here in Ontario. We've seen a lot of family members come from all over, and that's one of the fun things about traveling around is we get to see different parts of our beautiful countries, but different groups of people get to see their family as well on the road. Sonnet's going to try and take back the lead. 2 minutes left in the first period. Jenner below the goal line. Backhands it over. Rock was hanging out at the blue line. Her slap shot blocked in front. Now Shelton off the boards, trying to move it forward for Bach. It's going to be stopped by Brown. Now Lange is going to circle over to Field. Field moves it down to Bach. Bach inside on her backhand. Nice glove save by Hensley. Nicole Hensley continuing to see the most amount of shots in the PWHPA this season. She's got 12 so far today. Sonnet leading in the shot total with 16 on Campbell. Bach wins the draw, back to the point. Desrochers and Lange exchange passes and they'll send it down deep. Thompson gets there first. Her pass to Kogan a little too hot. Find its way back to the point. Thompson gets it back at her own blue line, moves it forward for Vasco. Vasco with speed, a long shot, and that's gloved down by Campbell. So don't go anywhere at the conclusion of this one. We'll have our conclusion of the Collingwood showcase, Team Harvey's and Team Adidas. Team Harvey's will try to continue their 9-game win streak, and Team Adidas, after a loss to Scotiabank yesterday, will try to get back in the win column. They're the closest team in the standings to take first place from Team Harvey's. As the puck is shot in, we'll get a offside call. Rock will take the draw. Panic wins it. And Johnson will move it back to Keller, moves it to Bourbonnais. Panic tips that one into the bench as it hits a Sonnet player and will reset. Rock does win this one, and Knight will help to send it down deep. Bourbonnais picks up the loose puck at the goal line. She's hit into the boards by Rock. Costa pushes it out. Zandy Hart at center ice. Finds Brandt. Sends it in for Rock. She runs into Bourbonnais. Now Keller on the far side. Keller, soft pass to Johnston. She tries to use the boards and find Costa, but it's stopped in the little snowbank in front of the door. And the girls are going to try and get a whistle here as it's stuck in the snow. 23 seconds remaining in the first period. Liz Knox is standing by to speak to our first player interview. Turnbull and Vasco will face off. And they're offside. Turnbull wins the second draw as well. It's moved into the Scotiabank zone. As Keller battles along the boards, Turnbull will help out, moves it to Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais finds Skaggs. 5 seconds remaining. Scotiabank just trying to kill the clock now as Thompson will maybe get one shot off. She does. She looks back door for Kogan, and it just misses. And after 20 minutes, we have a tie game as Hensley will get big thanks from her team. She continues to be incredible in net, and so is Kristen Campbell. We've got a goaltender matchup today, as these two teams will look to finish the weekend on a high. And we'll see who Liz Knox will get to talk to this period. I have an idea that it might be Abby Rock, our goal scorer for Team Sonnet. And it will be. The creator of the Sonnet Slapper shirts will go down to ice level with Liz Knox and Abby Rock.
All right, we're ringside with Abby Rock, who opened the scoring today for Team Sonnet. A great look out of the corner from Hannah Brandt. What did you see on the play?
Obviously, I play with Hannah a lot. I know she's a really intelligent hockey player, so I was just kind of sitting there waiting for that pass, knew she would get it to me. And Soupy, the goalie, kind of came at me hard, so I decided to go back to where it came from.
And I saw you flip the puck in an attempt to get to the net. How do you balance that kind of having fun with your intense compete?
Yeah, obviously, I'm usually smiling out here. I like to think that hockey should be intense and fun. I kind of try to balance it both. So our team in general just has a lot of fun with the game.
Well, you come by it honestly. And this is going to be like a little bit of a plug, but we've been talking about you on the Noxie and Cax show for like a few months now. I'm just wondering when you're going to come on.
You know, formal invitation if this is it. I'll say yes.
All right, you heard it here. Thanks, Abby. Good luck the rest of the 40.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you to Abby Rock and Liz Knox for that, and we'll look forward to Abby's appearance on the Noxie and Cax show soon. After 20 minutes, we've got a tie game between Team Sonnet and Team Scotiabank. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, the Collingwood Showcase.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who is asking that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe. I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
My name is Kendall Coyne Schofield. I am from Palos Heights, Illinois. I played my college hockey at Northeastern University, and I'm currently on Team Adidas with the PWHPA. The PWHPA is the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, and back in May of 2019, a group of players got together to form the Players Association with the mission to change the landscape of women's hockey forever. I hope to see a more consistent product on the ice so that when you turn on your TV during hockey season, you don't just see the NHL, you see women's hockey just as consistently as you see men's hockey. Once we start seeing that, I think we'll really see the true growth that the game has already exceeded, I think, without the infrastructure that it deserves. I remember the first time I saw a women's hockey game was when I was 10 years old, and the Olympic team came through the United Center in Chicago to play Team Canada before the 2002 Olympic Games, and I was just a bug on the glass. And then from there, the next game that I saw was with the women's national team was the one I played in. Just to show you the gap of how hard it is to find and see women in hockey. To be it when you can't see it, that's such a strong purpose and mission of the PWHPA. We know how important that visibility is to the next generation, so that when these young girls grow up, they know that there's a place for them to be in this sport professionally and make a living doing it.
Back inside the Eddie Bush Memorial Arena, my name is Izzy Germain. I'm joined today by Liz Knox. We got an amazing game to start the day, one of two. The second game will start at 12:30. That'll be Team Harvey's versus Team Adidas. But let's talk about Team Sonnet. One of the points that you said they had to do before this game was play a full 60 minutes. They definitely showed a good first 20 minutes in this one.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see Sonnet come out with a little bit of jump. They had such a tough game yesterday against Harvey's. We know that Harvey's offense tends to wear teams down. And at our last showcase, they had a hard time rebounding from that Saturday game. So good to see them have a great start here. Again, you're looking for 60 minutes. I mean, this is a team that has given up the lead in the final 20. So we've got 40 here to go. We'll see how they fare.
On the other side, Team Scotiabank snaps a 3-game losing streak. They're in this one. Took them a little bit to get their legs, but they surely got them by the end of that first period. One thing we talked about, too, is special teams for them.
Yeah, the girls are buzzing on Scotiabank, and I think for them, they're very opportunistic, and those special teams can really provide that opportunity for them to get great chances, great looks on net. And, you know, they're kind of playing to the outside, but when they do have those special team advantages, they make no mistake.
Team Scotiabank came into the weekend ranked number 1 in the PWHPA on the power play. They were running close to 21%. And their PK pretty good as well, close to 80. We talked about Sonnet. Sonnet needs to improve on the power play. They have a power play goal in this one already. They were running at 5% before the weekend. So that number will change before we head to our OHL weekend. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Team Sonnet, Team Scotiabank. We thank you for joining us on CBC Sports or wherever you might be watching online. This is our 5th showcase of the 2022-23 season. And we're hoping our last year of showcases and in hopes of gaining momentum to a women's professional hockey league. Jamie Bourbonnais now below the goal line. That gets taken away by Brianne Jenner. Jenner centering pass to Skrupa. Good back check, though, by Skaggs.
Tam Skaggs getting a good stick lift on that, seeing that threat, identifying Skrupa through the center there.
Knight, her pass to Riberina Braga on the wrong side of where she shoots. It'll go the distance to Hensley. Now Riberina Braga to Zandy Hart. She's going to send it down the ice. That's going to be an icing call. Skrupa is fast, but couldn't beat Ella Shelton to the dots.
Yeah, and Shelton does a good job there. Sometimes it's the little plays within the game, you know. You see her kind of hesitate before she gets that pivot. Certainly if there was a threat going against her own net, you would see a little bit more speed from Shelton, but she gets the icing call, and Sonnet's going to be in the offensive zone.
Ella Shelton's quote is, "I live, love, and breathe being a farmer," but she is an incredible hockey player as well as part of the national program with Team Canada. And she is quite an interesting person to talk to off the ice as well when she gets going about farming. Here's a chance for Team Scotiabank as Carpenter has the puck. She had Turnbull going to the net, but good D by Riberina Braga. Knight's going to pick up the loose puck at the hash mark. She'll skate that one out. Tries to send it over to Skrupa. A clear out attempt hits Riberina Braga as she slides over to the far side. That one stung as she's going to head off to the bench. Carpenter now inside the blue line, an easy shot for Hensley. She's going to settle things down and get a face-off in front of her net. First 2 minutes gone, a little bit slower than the first period so far. Sometimes it just takes that first opportunity to get going.
And it's kind of an interesting scenario when we're on these tours that the game times are not really standardized. So the players are adjusting to having these morning games, something that a lot of them haven't done since their minor hockey days.
A 9:30 start meant that the girls were here around 7:30 this morning for warm-ups.
There's no time for a pregame nap.
Definitely no pregame nap today. The other thing, too, I found with morning games is just your routine. I'll finish my sentence as Victoria Bach goes one-on-one with Buckles, and she's got a good stick. The other thing to me was food. Just
yes.
You're used to Leslie, Vasco, Leslie. They're going back and forth as we're trying to talk about pregame meals. But the pregame meal is really important, and you're not going to get a spaghetti or a chicken parm dinner at 7 a.m. at the hotel. Abby Rock now to Thompson. Thompson shot, nice play by Desrochers as she gets her stick down. Rock sends it in deep. Desrochers is going to clear it out as Bach was tied up, but here comes Field. Field just loses a handle on it as she saw Hensley was going for the poke check. Rock tries to saucer it over to Schneider. It makes its way over to Bourbonnais and back the other way is Scotiabank. Here's Rebecca Johnston. Johnston in behind the net. Finds Bourbonnais. Her shot stopped by Hensley. That's one thing with Jamie Bourbonnais I find does an incredible job. She sneaks in from the blue line and she gets quality chances. As another chance for Costa as she was looking for Johnson going to the net. Now Sonnet trying to clear it out, stopped by Keller. Keller's going to send it back to regroup in front of Campbell as Bourbonnais is there and her teammates are going off for a change. Gets away from the forecheck. Moves the puck to Keller. A long pass, skips over Costa's stick. Sandy Hart now. D-to-D pass with Brown. Over to Brandt. It's going to be kept in by Lequette. Carpenter. No teammates there as they're going off for a change. Another breakout attempt stopped before it gets to Hillary Knight. Blair Turnbull now in the slot. Turnbull centering pass. That's stopped by Hensley. Hensley almost lost her stick there. She was thinking she needed to make a diving save. Back on her feet now. Here's Turnbull again in the slot. Loses a handle on the puck. We'll send it back to the point. Lequette with a shot. That one's stopped by Skrupa. Turnbull and Skrupa on the boards. Lequette will pick up the loose puck. Her shot hits Carpenter in front. Shelton now to Carpenter in the slot. Quick turnaround. And the rebound just skips over Turnbull's stick. Back the other way. Team Sonnet. Good back check by Shelton. Good pressure there by Sonnet as Lequette's going to send that one the distance. The high stick waved off as Buckles picks up the puck for Team Sonnet. Thompson takes her time. Finds Crossman. Crossman over the blue line in the slot. Quick shot. Toe save. Rebound. Couldn't get the backhand to go. Shelton now taken down below the goal line. No call coming. Gavrilova sends it to the point. Thompson and Buckles exchange passes. Here's Thompson through the crease. Couldn't make contact with a blue jersey. Lequette trying to clear it out. Buckles will keep it in. Lequette backhand pass to Turnbull. Turnbull will find Carpenter. They'll break out. And now Graham over the blue line, but 1-on-2. She gets taken down by Tarnovsky. Gavrilova moves it forward to Crossman. Back to Gavrilova, and she falls and takes Desrochers down with her. Stewart now with pressure from Vasco. Vasco's going to take the puck away. She's got Gavrilova in front, but couldn't find her land. She's going to clear it out for Team Scotiabank. Actually, Zandy Hart's going to say no. Second attempt, long pass to Bach, intercepted by Riberina Braga. Now to Vasco. Vasco with the shot, blocked by Desrochers. Bach coming back the other way for Team Scotiabank. Victoria Bach sees that she's all alone. She's got a trailing Stewart. That pass goes wide. And now off the bench, Costa with a couple nice moves below the goal line. Stewart now looks to the D. He's going to go to the far side to Bourbonnais. Nice pass to Jamie Bourbonnais. Her shot finds its way through the slot. Keller now is going to take a shot. That one bounces around, but once again, Nicole Hensley makes her 18th save of the game.
Yeah, nice little maneuver there by Nicole Costa, just keeping the puck on a string. And we want to send our congratulations to her. Her and her longtime partner, Paul Zanette, recently got engaged. So we're at that age, you know, the girls are just getting hitched left, right, and center. We talked about Renata Fast yesterday, so want to send our love to those couples.
Well, it's that time of year, I guess. Valentine's Day is coming up. And if you don't have plans for Valentine's, we encourage you to go to the PWHPA website and buy your tickets for our OHL showcase. 4 different cities, so lots of opportunities to see us: Peterborough, Niagara, Barrie, and Kitchener. That'll be February 10th weekend. It'll be the next time you'll be able to see these girls in action. And see us in action, I guess.
We'll be there. Might even ask you to be my Valentine, Izzy.
Oh, maybe. That'd be fun. All right, Team Sonnet looking for the breakout pass to Jenner. That's missed, and Shelton's going to go back the other way. Lots of speed as Shelton's going to forecheck. She pushes the puck out from Brown's side of the ice. Now on the near side board, it finds its way to Skaggs. She's going to take a slap shot. That's stopped by Schneider. And you can see that stings. Lequette tries to find Turnbull just a little bit behind, but Turnbull gets the pass over to Skaggs on the far side. Tatum Skaggs with time is going to delay. Sends the puck below the goal line. It makes its way back to Turnbull. Now to Desrochers. Her shot. Stopped by Brown. And here's a breakaway for Claire Thompson. Thompson shoots. She hits the crossbar. And the bouncing puck still loose in the crease. Skarupa was looking for the loose puck. And Claire Thompson almost had the Sonnet lead.
A great heads-up play to find Claire Thompson on the far side there. She goes in all alone on Kristen Campbell. These two are quite familiar with each other. She has a great look at that high blocker and just inches, you know, she was right there. She had the pocket. She finds iron.
Tough break for Claire Thompson and Team Sonnet. They call those the Sonnet breaks.
Yeah, they seem to find those quite often in these games.
Now Graham. She's got help by Field. Her shot, though, is going to go the distance. That one's going to go all the way to the roof. And no harm, no foul there. We'll have to get a new puck. And some excited fans in the crowd today. It's been a good turnout this weekend. Sold-out crowds in both Collingwood and Owen Sound. And we hope to continue that as we continue our tour. Our last Canadian showcase, as we mentioned, February 10th weekend. And those listening below the border, we will be in Tampa Bay as well in February. So lots of opportunity again to buy tickets and see these women play in person. If not, though, we're always here for you. Izzy Germain and Liz Knox. Victoria Bach now on the far side. Puck taken away by Emily Brown. Finds Skrupa. Big trade for Team Sonnet, the addition of Skrupa. And had to move Manitucci, who isn't here this weekend but will be playing for Team Harvey's for the rest of the season.
Yeah, of course, as all decisions are with the PWHPA, this addition of a player went to the board, and the board of players decided it would be a good fit. And in the spirit of keeping the rosters equal, they decided to send Skrupa to Sonnet, who of course sits in 4th place right now, but I mean, these games, anything can happen. So they're hoping to add to that offense, and as you said, moving Ella Matucci to Team Harvey's to balance those rosters.
One thing with Team Sonnet too in their stats is they're not getting blown out. They've taken Team Harvey's the distance in multiple games, and you know, a 1-goal loss yesterday as Marie-Philippe Poulin scored with only 4 minutes left in the 3rd period. They've taken them to 2 shootouts. They had 1 lopsided loss earlier on in the year, but they're generally only losing by 1 goal or taking teams to overtime.
Yeah, as you said, their closest games have been with the powerhouse Team Harvey's. So they're in these matches. They just got to find a way to put it all together. And, you know, as long as their trajectory keeps going north, I'm sure come playoff time, they'll be in full stride.
And that's all that matters.
It's anybody's game come the end of the season.
9:33 remaining in the 2nd period. The shots still in favor of Team Sonnet, 19-17. As Abby Rock is bossing everybody around, trying to make sure that her face-off win is well received, but she does lose it to Turnbull. And the shot by Carpenter is high and wide. And we'll reset to Hensley's left.
Great little quick face-off play, and they scored actually on a similar play yesterday. It did go off a defender's stick, but they're looking for Carpenter at the top of the circle there, and she's done a fantastic job getting those opportunities on net.
So fun when you see the chemistry build between the Canadian national members and the American national members. Makes it a little bit more fun when we watch the rivalry series as well.
Absolutely, and I think the respect is only growing between these group of players.
Jenner taking her time, finding Riberina Braga and looking for Abby Rock at the far blue line, but Shelton is going to ruin that party. Now Turnbull over to LeQuette, who's jumping in. Her slap shot, nice pass in front, but stopped by Hensley. That was Carpenter who got a stick on it. Now Rock to Zandy Hart on the far side. Zandy Hart has room, but that one's blocked by Turnbull. Now Schneider at the blue line to Brown. Brown's going to take a shot. That one gets through Shelton, but tipped wide. And Jenner back checking on Carpenter. Alex Carpenter, though, has speed. And trailing Field coming off the bench. The puck just goes over her stick, and here comes Abby Rock. Abby Rock over the blue line to Gavrilova. Her shot blocked by Desrochers. She's been doing that a lot today. Bach takes the puck away from Brown. Sends it in deep. Emma Buckles will pick it up. Backhands it over for the breakout attempt. Tarnowski saw her parents in the stands yesterday. Nice pass to Gavrilova. And once again, Lange this time puts a knee down to block that shot.
Scotiabank defensive core seem to have a good balance of defense that like to jump in the play and defense that like to block shots. And DeRoche, as you mentioned earlier, she's had her handful of shots this game already.
Another player in the PWHPA who has a full-time job outside of our fun little weekends. And a huge dedication, sometimes only going to practice for 10, 15, 20 minutes because she has to run to a meeting, but always makes the effort to be on the ice as much as she can and rarely misses a weekend. Scotiabank now buzzing. Bach at the side of the net. Hensley stands tall. Tarnowski trying to find Gavrilova, taken away by Bach. They send it over to Keller on the near side. Megan Keller backhands it to find Costa. That's taken away quickly, but here comes Bourbonnais to Panic. Panic at the goal line. Patient, she shoots, rebound! And Bourbonnais got a stick on it, but it goes wide. Thompson is sick of this. She's going to send it the distance. And it's going to make it down for an icing call. And we'll see if Laura McIntosh will take a timeout, give her girls a break. And she is going to. They've been on for quite a long time, as you can see.
There's a little bit of a miscommunication here.
They're not giving the timeout. I'm not sure why the timeout wasn't issued, as the bench was calling for it. And there's the goal as Costa gets the rebound. And Laura McIntosh is already ready to talk to the referees.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be some unhappy Sonnet players and coaches on this play. As you could hear in the rink, they were calling for the timeout. And with no players actually wearing letters on these teams, nobody wears a C or an A. So it's kind of on the players just to communicate that to the referees. And they missed the opportunity for the timeout after a long shift. And Scotiabank capitalizes on it. You see the players just a little bit distraught here. And now Laura McIntosh, head coach for Team Sonnet out of Kitchener-Waterloo. She's having a little chit-chat with the Stripes. Just trying to figure out how we're going to make this happen if we're in this situation again. And I'm sure giving her colorful thoughts on that last no call.
Well, and again, that's a tough break for Sonnet. I mean, that's the advantage of those icing calls, and that's why we've added that rule is, you know, to make sure that we're not clearing the puck down just to get a break, but you are penalized by having to stay on the ice. But you do have that timeout you can take. And if the coaching staff want to take the timeout, I'd be curious to see what the call was to not issue that timeout. And of course, Costa is the one who buries the rebound off the shot from the point. And they'll have to rebound quickly here. Riverina Braga, centering pass to Skrupa. Good defense by Blair Turnbull to keep her stick out of danger. Riverina Braga to Brandt. Brandt was looking for Knight backdoor. And back the other way. Skaggs is taken down by Knight. No call on the play. Skrupa will take her time. Brandt and Knight set up at the far blue line. There's Hillary Knight. Inside. Over to Skrupa, just a little too far behind. They'll send it down low. Knight now being pushed into the boards by Keller. Will pop out to Brown. She thought about pinching down, but decides to back up. It's going to pay off as Buckles is able to intercept the pass intended for Field. 5:28, a 2-1 hockey game as we are still figuring out why the timeout wasn't issued. Scotiabank right off the draw got the go-ahead goal. Hensley moves the puck to the side as Rock and Jenner back the other way. Schneider. And Kristen Campbell's going to stop that one, so Lequette gets the assist on the Costa goal.
And Lequette has done a great job, honestly, jumping into the play and looking for those forwards in front. She makes a great feed to Nicole Costa on, as we've mentioned, a tired Sonnet team in their defensive zone. And this is the great game. I mean, you got to capitalize on those bounces when they come to you.
So they're lining up to the right of Kristen Campbell. And the face-off design doesn't work. They lose the draw, but they will pick up the loose puck along the boards. Send it down low for Schneider, and now Jenner battling for it below the goal line. Desrochers moves it forward for Johnson, skips over her stick. Riberina Braga loses an edge. Still able to get the pass off, though. And now Desrochers back to Panic. Panic in the corner. The goal scorer, Costa, she's got the game-winning goal right now. Leaves it for the point. Panic below the goal line. She's got Johnson. That's taken away by Rock. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone will find its way to Desrochers. Panic. Intended for Johnson. Taken away again by Riberina Braga. Riberina Braga has been all over the ice. Big goal yesterday as well. Long pass. Kogan trying to take that away from Costa, but Panic will help out. Panic can't get through the referee, and Jenner will pick up the loose puck. Kogan now with pressure from Johnson, gives it away to Lequette. Lequette moves it forward to Skaggs. Smart play by Scotiabank as they avoid the too many players on the ice call. We saw Scotiabank yesterday with 7 players on the ice accidentally at the end of the game.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Erica and I were also trying to count, and we were also confused.
A little miscue on the bench and the excitement of the dying moments there.
Exactly. Well, we knew there was supposed to be an extra player on the ice, but we kept trying to count as they were skating around. It looked like too many. And it took about 30 seconds before we got the call. And a hit on the near side boards. Both players, though, up and back at it.
Certainly a physical match here today, and I don't mind, actually. I like when the refs let these women play. I mean, they're all trained at the highest level, so they can handle it, and I like a little bit of physicality.
Tempo has definitely changed since that last goal, too. You can see that Sonnet has a little bit more anger in their stride. And Vasco tries to stuff one in from the side of the net. Campbell says no.
Yeah, I love to see that Vasco, Kogan, Leslie line. You know, they're more of the blue-collar line, I would say, but they get the great chances on net, and you can't count them out of putting some points on the board for Team Sonnet.
I got to give credit to Alexa Vasco, too. She seems to be the player who gets just demolished in some of the areas of the ice, but she always bounces back, and she always has a smile on her face. Yesterday, she ran into Haley Skamura right at center ice, and you could tell she knew it was coming. She saw it at the last minute, and she just braced for it. There was a definite weight imbalance there between the two and a height difference, but she takes the hits and continues to be a great addition to this Sonnet team in her first year competing with the PWHPA. Now Skrupa has a night going to the net. Her shot blocked by Keller. That one stung. And now Buckles at the blue line. We're going to say goodbye to Liz Knox as she gets ready for her player interviews on the ice. Jamie Bourbonnais trying to clear it out to Stewart. And it's going to make its way down for an icing call. 1:50 left in the second period. And now Team Sonnet will get an opportunity on an icing call. And we'll see if Scotiabank wants to call a timeout. They're going to play it out. And Bach wins the draw. Bourbonnais with pressure from Jenner. Finds Stewart at the hash marks, and they will clear it out. They find Field on the far side. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Rock back the other way, but it's taken away quickly by Stewart. Backhand pass to Costa. She'll get in behind Emily Brown. Brown finally catches up to the puck. Moves it forward for Rock. Rock and Jenner inside. Rock's going to take the shot. That one goes high. Schneider trying to get the bouncing puck off the boards. Be cleared out by Scotiabank. And it's going to find its way into the bench. We'll get a face-off in the neutral zone in front of the Scotiabank bench. So a reminder again, our second game of the day at 12:30 p.m. It'll be Team Harvey's versus Team Adidas. Adidas looking to get back into the win column and hopefully destroy the 9-game win streak of Team Harvey's. And the Burger Bunch will try to keep things going. Johnston over the blue line for Scotiabank. Rebecca Johnston at the side of the net. Her shot stopped by Hensley. You see Panic and Johnston trying to set up another face-off play. That's what helped them take the lead just over midway through this second period. And here's a shot from the slot. That one's stopped by Hillary Knight. Ereche comes off the blue line, sends it down low. Brandt's going to backhand it over Skarupa. She's got Knight streaking through the neutral zone, but runs into the referee. Can't get the pass off. Now along the boards. Costa's going to find it, send it in deep. 33 seconds remaining. Zandy Hart has Knight. Knight asks for it. Nice play. She finds Skarupa. Skarupa's shot, rebound. No one there to bury it. Back the other way. Carpenter to Turnbull. 20 seconds for Turnbull. In the slot, she takes a quick shot. Stopped by Hensley. Carpenter now, maybe one last chance for Team Scotiabank. She'll take the shot, rebound in front. Zandy Hart's going to find it and clear it down the ice. Skarupa's got to beat Shelton to the dots, and she won't, but they won't call it an icing. 1 second remaining. And that'll do it for the second period. They wanted the timeout. They didn't get it. And instead, Team Scotiabank took advantage and took a 1-goal lead in the second period. And we'll talk, I'm sure, to the goal scorer of Team Scotiabank as Liz is waiting at ice level. Shots after 40 minutes, still in favor of Team Sonnet. 25-24. The goaltenders have been incredible since. And it's going to be Tatum Skaggs with Liz Knox. We'll send it down to ice level.
Please welcome members of the Collingwood Lightning U15B team to the ice.
Okay, we're ringside with Tatum Skaggs. He got the bucket off the hoops there. Getting the equalizer for Team Scotiabank. Talk about that play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was important that on the 3-on-2, Carpenter took those girls with her on that net drive. Turns took her time, did a little delay, which opens up that center ice for me, and it was kind of, if I missed that, it was not good.
And I know you've got a lot of family back in Oconomowoc. I hope I said that right. What do you want to say to your family back home?
I miss them. I love them. Thanks for missing church to watch my game. I'll watch church later, Mom, I promise.
And finally, what's your plan for the third period?
I think just keep putting our foot to the pedal all the way down. I think we're on them in the neutral zone and in the offensive zone. Clean up our D zone a little bit on that breakout, but other than that, I think we're playing together as a united front.
Awesome. Good luck with the last 20.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Liz Knox and Tatum Skaggs. After 40 minutes, Team Scotiabank 2, Team Sonnet 1. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, the Collingwood Showcase. We'll be right back with your third period.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
I do it for my town, my town.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who is asking that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe that I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
My name is Kendall Coyne-Schofield. I am from Palos Heights, Illinois. I played my college hockey at Northeastern University, and I'm currently on Team Adidas with the PWHPA. The PWHPA is the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, and back in May of 2019, a group of players got together to form the Players Association with the mission to change the landscape of women's hockey forever. I hope to see a more consistent product on the ice so that when you turn on your TV during hockey season, you don't just see the NHL, you see women's hockey just as consistently as you see men's hockey. Once we start seeing that, I think we'll really see the true growth that the game has already exceeded, I think, without the infrastructure that it deserves. I remember the first time I saw a women's hockey game was when I was 10 years old, and the Olympic team came through the United Center in Chicago to play Team Canada before the 2002 Olympic Games, and I was just a bug on the glass. And then from there, the next game that I saw was with the women's national team was the one I played in. just to show you the gap of how hard it is to find and see women in hockey. To be it when you can't see it, that's such a strong purpose and mission of the PWHPA. We know how important that visibility is to the next generation, so that when these young girls grow up, they know that there's a place for them to be in this sport professionally and make a living doing it.
Bush Memorial Arena. My name is Izzy Germain. I'm joined by Liz Knox. And Liz, you had a little bit of a crowd forming down low. You're becoming quite the celebrity on the tour. And but we want to thank the people who do listen to your show, the Knoxie and Cack Show. If you haven't listened to it yet, you can listen to it anywhere, on YouTube, on Spotify, and Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast. I'll give you a minute to plug this week's episode.
Yeah, and you know what? I first of all want to thank, of course, the fans for tuning in, but SDPN has done such an amazing job empowering us. And when they wanted to start a women's hockey podcast, they wanted to make sure that it was run by women's hockey players. So I was very fortunate for Adam Wild and Steve Dangle and Jesse Blake, who approached me and said, you know, would you be interested? So I want to thank them. Of course, episodes drop on Fridays. We've got somebody exciting for you coming up. I can't say. I mean, I probably could, but I feel like Karel would be a little bit, you know, put off by that. So tune in on Fridays. We run weekly episodes, getting to know some of these players, having a great time, getting to know their personalities, really, and that was the main focus of our show.
The controversy right now, and the reason why we haven't dropped the puck yet to start this third period, the referees are still discussing with Laura McIntosh the situation with the icing call. Liz, I'm going to leave this in your corner to explain why we did not go to a timeout after the Sonnet icing.
Yeah, so in my attempt to find a washroom in this arena, kind of not with a huge lineup, I actually ran into Corey Chevry, who is going through the double IHF rules. Of course, Corey is the head coach of Team Harvey's, who we'll see in the next game. And she explained to me the double IHF rule is that if a defensive team intentionally freezes the puck or ices the puck after a long shift, I guess at the discretion of the official, there will be no timeout allowed. Obviously, in an attempt to...
Johnson now almost on a partial break, she scores. So Rebecca Johnson is going to try and silence the crowd, maybe in favor of Team Sonnet, as she starts this game with a Scotiabank goal.
Yeah, and of course, in the middle of my thought there, Rebecca Johnson gets the puck and she's just lickety-split down the ice. She finds the back of the net on her backhand. But as I was saying, in the spirit of keeping the pace alive and keeping the offense going, that's the reasoning behind the rule. So the call on the ice stands, the officials obviously knowing their double IHF rules that we play by in the PWHPA.
This is something that we have tried to, we do use international ruling. Obviously in the US and Canada we have different rule books for NCAA, youth sport, minor hockey, et cetera, et cetera. So to keep it fair across both borders, we do play with international rules. That is the rule. And I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that we do have international referees here today. So aware of that rule is Hannah Brandt has a chance in front, stopped by Kristen Campbell. But we just wanted to clear that up. And that is really the spirit, like you said, of keeping the pace going. And obviously Claire Thompson was really trying to get rid of that puck to give her team a break. And that break did end up in a Scotiabank go-ahead goal. And that was by Costa late in the second period. And now we've got a 3-1 hockey game as Rebecca Johnson will get a good look here at Hannah Brandt's chance in front.
Yeah, a great feed, and she's finding that nice quiet spot in the honey hole, as we call it, getting a great chance on net. And they just got to find these corners on Campbell, or as Abby Rock did in the first period, get her to bite on something and move around her.
So Team Sonnet has a little bit of a hole to dig themselves out of. They're up for the challenge. The third period was their best period, I would say, yesterday. Vasco now with speed. Below the goal line, moves it over to Leslie on the far side, a centering pass. Crosses the crease, doesn't find anyone. Loose now off of Kogan's shot. Victoria Bach back the other way for Scotiabank. We've got a chant going on.
Got a little
oh,
bit
they're
of a
trying to get the
countdown.
wave going.
Love that.
Just below us here, if you can hear the excited fans. And there it goes as Leslie tries to get a shot off on Desrochers. She's been solid all game long. Good poke check to get the puck away.
Yeah, big shout out to the fans underneath us getting that one going. And we've just had such a warm welcome. Yesterday in Owen Sound and here in Collingwood, I had the chance to talk to some of the volunteers, and they were just so happy to bring professional women's hockey to Collingwood as an example to their young girls and young boys that, you know, this is the pace that these girls play at. This is their size, their speed, and we're just so happy to be here. And as I said, a great welcome from this community.
Just the the fun of being in the smaller communities, is getting to see the community rally behind us and the young fans. Here's Johnston again. Back to the point. D-to-D pass. Keller's now going to wind up for the shot, and Hensley's going to cover that up. We've talked about this a bit, and just the joy that I get in watching these young athletes, getting to see, you know, the likes of Marie-Philippe Poulet, Brianne Jenner, Hillary Knight, Abby Rock, Rebecca Johnston. The names go on and on. It doesn't matter what team is on the ice. You have so many superstars in every lineup, and the kids getting to see them maybe for the first time, maybe the only time in person. And the girls do a really good job at making themselves available for autographs and pictures and conversations. And it's the joy again of being in a small town.
Well, and the vision for the PWHPA is to have these games available to anybody who wants to watch. And we're so grateful for CBC for taking our streaming rights this year and making sure that this is available online. Of course, we'll be pushing for big broadcast deals in the future, making sure that, you know, on a Saturday night, you could just as easily pop on a professional women's game as you can the NHL.
Definitely what these girls are striving for, and the sacrifice that many are making in trying to get a women's professional league started in North America. With the best players available right now, every U.S. national player and Canadian national player in the PWHPA. And a chance for Sonnet as Hillary Knight shot from the point. Stopped by Campbell. She gets a second attempt, blocked by Panic. Now below the goal line, Knight still with the puck, moves it to Brandt. Skarupa now in the slot, pressured by Costa. Riverina Braga will keep things going in the blue line, but it will pop out to Ella Shelton. She'll skate the puck over the red line and send it in deep. Nicole Hensley plays the puck to Brandt. Now Knight. Strong pass, skips over the stick of Skarupa. Icing waved off. His fresh legs will come on for Team Sonnet. Now, bang pass off the boards, doesn't make it. Kogan's gonna take a shot blocker save by Campbell. Second attempt on the breakout. Skaggs said he's mentioned her family missing church to watch today's game, so we say hi to the Skaggs family. Now Kogan, good back check by Skaggs, but a penalty coming as she maybe lifted that stick a little too long. And we'll wait for the call. There it is. Hensley didn't see the arm up, but it's going to be a hooking call against Tatum Skaggs, and this is maybe what Team Sonnet needs. A power play early in the third period.
Yeah, Team Sonnet is looking to capitalize here. We're almost midway through the third. They need to get on that scoreboard, try to inch their way closer to tying this game up, and, you know, see how we go in the last 15.
Trying to break a 5-game losing streak for Team Sonnet. Here's Thompson at the point to Knight. Looking backdoor to Jenner, stopped by Panic. Panic now with room is going to move it forward for Johnson. That was close. Johnston centering pass off the crossbar for Panic. Hillary Knight there to pick up the loose puck. Knight, long pass intended for Rock. She'll beat the icing call as she's first to the dots. Bourbonnais clears it out. That was again close to going over the glass, giving a fan a souvenir and also maybe a 5-on-3, but no harm, no foul. Brandt now on the far side to Rock, to Knight in the slot, back to Brandt. Couldn't get the shot off Laquette. Nice toe drag to get it out to Turnbull. Turnbull and Carpenter. Turnbull in the slot. Her shot blocked by Zandy Hart. She'll battle Zandy Hart along the boards. They'll try to kill off some time. 58 seconds remaining on the power play. Look at the splits there by Abby Rock. She tries to protect the puck for Zandy Hart. He gets the puck over to Brown. Abby Rock doing it all for Team Sonnet. Back to the point. Zandy Hart to Leslie. Back to Zandy Hart. Her shot, a glove save by Campbell. You got to think, Liz, she's been dialed in all game long. It's going to take something special to beat Campbell.
She has been dialed in. And a nice look from Zandy Hart from Vasco on the flank. We're going to take a look at it here. Sonnet doing a good job in the last half of this power play, setting up, taking their time. And I just want to see somebody take Campbell's eyes away, even momentarily. Sometimes that moving screen is enough for the goalie to lose track of the puck, and that's enough to get either a straight shot in or a fumbled rebound that somebody else can bank in.
That requires someone standing in front of a shot of Zandy Hart. Yes. And I wouldn't be a volunteer of that.
No, certainly not. And it looks like Kristen Campbell's got some pad issues here. A little delay, and we see Hillary Knight having a little conversation with the official. I'm sure questioning how this is working with the power play, as they're now technically delaying their penalty kill, giving their team time to rest. I'm sure, though, unintentionally, as us goalies would certainly never fake an injury or a equipment malfunction to rest our team.
Never seen that.
Never.
There's another shot from Zandy Hart. That one goes wide. Team Sonnet was also trying to get 5 new players on the ice, and that was what the referees said no to.
There you are.
And they'll be sent out now on the ice as Kristen Campbell covers up. And we mentioned this, there's no captains for the teams, but obviously some natural-born leaders on each team and captains for their national programs. And it's a different person every time, really, for each team. They take the role of talking to the referees. Look at that chance there. A couple flying bodies. And they're just fixing divot in the ice now and behind the net. Mentioned the ice seemed a little bit rusty this morning. Pucks have been bouncing around.
Yeah, and you can even tell from our vantage point here on some parts of the ice, you know, it is getting choppy. I mean, these athletes are the best at their craft, and they're cutting up the ice, so I'm not sure, you know, how much action this barn is used to seeing at this level, but we're doing our best to maintain it for our last 2 games here today in Collingwood.
Well, let's talk about the schedule coming up. We've got the OHL weekend February 10th, and that's going to be 4 different cities, so no excuse to not come out to that one. If you're in the Ontario region, you have an opportunity to see us in Peterborough, Niagara, Barrie, and Kitchener. Following that weekend, we will be in Tampa Bay. That's the weekend of February 24th. And 2 games added now. So that is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday showcase for the girls in Tampa Bay. And then Washington, D.C. in March. And that was close to hitting. Again, a goaltender who did not care. The players all flinched. Just the calmness on the bench there. But
I think it may have actually hit DeRoche there, number 18, who we were talking about her, you know, defensive prowess and blocking all these shots. She seems to find a way to stop one on the bench too, maybe saving Dean Seymour from some pain.
Well, we talk about Washington. The last note I want to say, Washington was voted one of the best PWHPA showcases last year. What can you tell us to look forward to in Washington?
Oh, just a world-class organization, the Washington Capitals. You know, one of those events where you walk in and you really feel professional. They're taking care of the players. And I believe they have some tricks up their sleeve for our visit this year, so you're going to want to stay tuned on those. I know that we have a big evening coming up.
So 3 more showcases, maybe more to be announced.
Yeah, you'll have to stay tuned. And one of the things on the PWHPA board was that we were determined to have over 20 games this season. Some feedback from previous seasons, of course, you know, we're figuring out this tour was that the players wanted more games. So between our 20-game season and the rivalry series, these players have seen a lot of hockey this last season.
Which is great to continue to grow the women's game and keep these women in competition. A lot of these women are trying to compete for spots on the national team too. So having 20 games in the PWHPA with the likes of national stars as they're offside is always a benefit. So go to pwhpa.com to see the full schedule and list of games. You can also buy tickets there or call the local arenas that the games are being held in. And of course, Liz and I will be with you along the way with CBC Sports.
And I just got note as well, we were talking about the ice surface earlier. There was a Junior A game here, of course, in Collingwood, the Collingwood Blues. So This ice has seen a lot of action this weekend.
And like you mentioned, a small town, so probably not used to 4 professional games and a junior A game at night. So some repairs needed as a offsetting offsides now as 12:04 in the third period. Still 3-1 lead. Team Scotiabank versus Team Sonnet. Get the face-off in front of the Scotiabank bench. Hannah Brandt will line up against Blair Turnbull. Turnbull, very good in the face-off circle, wins that one. Now Skaggs. Little move at the blue line, we'll get another offside. Just back and forth on the offside right now.
Yeah, we should just take the blue lines right out of the game. Just let them play shitty and see what happens.
And Skaggs getting a little chat from the lineswoman as she dumped the puck into the corner.
And this actually is not a bad momentum swing for Team Sonnet. I'm sure they're looking for a little bit of a lull here. You know that they're going to put a final push on in the last 10 minutes of this period.
Skaggs now trying to take the puck away from Riverina Braga. She does. Her shot tipped into the netting. We'll get a face-off inside the zone.
The action this weekend has just been so fast. I was saying with my play-by-play yesterday, Mike Luck, we are lucky enough to call the game in Owen Sound, but there's barely time to breathe. The play is just happening back and forth. Both teams showing so much offense, all 4 teams showing so much offense.
Here's a chance in front of Brandt, sliding to avoid that centering pass, and now Knight backhands it around Desrochers. Carpenter with the back check, and here comes Blair Turnbull. Turnbull loves to get into the slot before she takes the shot. That one, though, tipped wide by Brown. Skaggs chasing the puck down. Brown will send it over to the far side to avoid her. Johnson gets there first. Turnbull and Johnson exchange passes. Now Skaggs with time, trying to get around Brandt. Back to the point. Panic keeps it onside. Knight doesn't agree. Now Panic below the goal line to Skaggs in front, and Hensley scores. Sorry, I thought Hensley had that one. The crowd in front. And it squeaks by Nicole Hensley. And Team Scotiabank will take a 4-1 lead in the third period.
Yeah, it was a little difficult to see from our angle, and I believe from our camera angle as well. We're going to get a replay here, but a really close call at that blue line. And Scotiabank manages to keep the puck in. Here's Blair Turnbull's shot net. We're just going to fast forward. Nice dish out in front, and with a, I can't even tell who that is, just sprawling in front, just again, as I said, taking away the eyes of Nicole Hensley, that momentarily, unfortunately on her own goaltender, but Scotiabank finds the back of the net about midway through this third period.
So a little bit of a steeper hill to climb for Team Sonnet, as the looks like there was just 4 Sonnet players in front of Hensley. She couldn't see the puck, and it just squeaks by the 5-hole. And it's going to be Rebecca Johnson who gets the assist from Blair Turnbull. And now here's a chance for Schneider. Her shot turned aside by Campbell. Now Jenner in the slot. Way too much room for Brianne Jenner. There's her shot. Stopped by Campbell. Thought she was going to wind up.
I was going to say, I thought we were going to see the Sonnet slappers there for a second. You could see Brianne Jenner take a quick peek at the net. She didn't like her look. Took the extra step, and a good chance on net. Kristen Campbell has just been so solid and so calm in the Scotiabank net the last 2 games.
Brianne Jenner maintained an average of 1 minute and 48 seconds of possession time with the puck. So a lot of time with the puck on her stick. And no wonder she's at the top of the leaderboard for Team Sonnet. And a great leader, her daughter June, in the stands very often on these weekends. I don't know if they've missed a weekend yet.
Yeah, she's got great support from her family, her parents, of course, her partner Haley. And last night we were out to dinner with the girls, and we'll let them have their chance here.
2-on-1, Victoria Bach snipes. She goes low on Nicole Hensley, and Victoria Bach is going to make it 5-1, Team Scotiabank.
A great look from Victoria Bach, who I'm used to seeing going bar down. Certainly as somebody who practiced with her and played against her, she likes to pick that high corner. So she gets a break here. She's got Stewart as the option. Cuts to the center slightly, and she actually goes low glove, which I'm sure if I'm in Nicole Hensley's shoes, I'm expecting a high glove shot as well. So great shot selection by Victoria Bach.
Well, and this is where momentum can really change the nature of a game. Team Sonnet was really upset about the second goal in the second period, and that's carried over into the third period. Just some bad luck from them. Here's Vasco with a shot, stopped in front by Lange. But you can just see they're just getting more and more deflated in this one.
And at what point, Izzy, is this a mental game, right? I mean, we've talked the stats.
Here's a chance in front as Kogan is battling, and now we're gonna get a crowd in front. Kogan is ready to find who put her down.
She's gonna go for a walk and find Maddie Fields, actually. All the referees are focused on the net. We're gonna take a look at this. Bit of a scramble play in front. Sam Kogan on the doorstop, and understandably so, she gets a little shove from Maddie Field, and she gets up and sees that 22, and a little bit of red in the eyes there to find her down and let her know she wasn't happy about that.
So Team Sonnet. Well, we see a little bit of frustration, but I mean, that one may be warranted. And they're gonna make a goaltender change. Nicole Hensley is gonna take a break. And we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Nicole Hensley has faced the most amount of shots. She came into the game with 239 shots in 6 games. She's got another 31 today. So replacing her is going to be Lindsay Browning. So 8:40 remaining, and Lindsay Browning now has to strap them on and stop the last 8 minutes of this game.
Yeah, Lindsay Browning, a biomedical engineer working at Harvard University right now. Of course, graduated from Cornell. You know, my parents always told me there's smart goalies and there's dumb goalies, and I think we know where Browning falls on that scale. We'll leave my diagnosis for further dates.
Liz Knox is a hero amongst many, but a firefighter, definitely not part of the dumb category. But Lindsay Browning, that's got to be tough when you've been sitting on, it's a cold rink, and I can't emphasize that enough, but you've been sitting on the bench all weekend long, and you've got to warm up and play the last 8 minutes.
And it looks like Sonnet's going to go to the power play here. So a goalie change for Team Sonnet. Now we're in a 5-1 game, so you've got a 4-goal deficit with 8 minutes left. But at this point, Team Sonnet, Laura McIntosh, they're looking for momentum. They're looking to come out of this weekend with a little bit of pride in their back pocket, show them that they can play 60 minutes, and you just never know. 8 minutes is a lot of time. They're looking to chip away here on this power play.
So we'll see what they can do on the power play. A power play marker already. They're trying to find Brand. It gets lost in her skates, and Campbell will cover it up. Nice pass from Thompson. But improving the power play and just working on those good habits might be what they need.
Yeah, really nifty look from Claire Thompson. You can see her look to the net. Everyone's expecting her to shoot. She finds Hannah Brandt, on the back, and she just mishandles that puck just slightly.
She's buzzing now. Nice shots turned away by Campbell. She's got Hillary Knight in front she's trying to make connection with. Now Thompson back at the point to Rock. Rock looks like she's going to wind up looking for Hillary, and it's going to be turned away by Bourbonnais. Back to Thompson at the point. Over to Jenner. Jenner winds up. That's a slap pass intended for Abby Rock, and it's going to go the distance. They'll have to regroup in front of Browning.
A great job by Blair Turnbull and Jamie Bourbonnais. Using their right-handed shot, taking their sticks to take away Hillary Knight as an option on that close post.
Scotiabank is going to clear it out. 1 minute remaining on the power play now for Team Sonnet. Sandy Hart in behind Browning. Over to Leslie. Over the red line, she's going to dump it in, and they're going to chase the puck. Kogan might get there first. Lange actually does and tries to clear it out. It bounces back. Desrochers now has space, just can't handle the puck. Battle at the goal line, finds Leslie with it, centering puck, loose in the crease. And Johnston clears it out. Sandy Hart will try to keep it in at the blue line. Vasco helps out, sends it deep to Kogan. Kogan getting help from Vasco. She has it at the goal line. Over to Leslie. Back to the point. Sandy Hart wants it. Her shot goes wide. 18 seconds remaining, and it's going to be cleared out by Johnston. Browning's going to come up to play the puck. And maybe one last chance for Sonnet. Sandy Hart's going to find Knight. She gets around Laquette. Here's Hillary Knight with space. She shoots off the crossbar. Hillary Knight almost had a final second power play marker, and that is the third crossbar for Team Sonnet today.
And that's the difference right there, right? It's a game of inches. Those three go in, and we're in a much different hockey game right now, and who knows how the momentum would have swung.
Knight over to Skarupa. Skarupa trying to get around Shelton. Shelton will hold her ground, take the puck away. 5-on-5 now with 5:45 remaining in the third period. You got to think if you're Team Sonnet, you just want to put one on the board and end this game on a positive note. Jenner putting pressure. Rock as well. Deer exchanging passes as Shelton and Laquette are looking for options. Can't find one, and now in the neutral zone, it's taken away by Schneider. Schneider trying to get to the front of the net. She's got Jenner back door. Rock will find it. Pad saved by Campbell. Field back to Bach below the goal line. He'll break out with Field. Couple nifty passes, and they get through the neutral zone. Now Bach below the goal line. No, she's by herself. Field, though, trying to help out. Jenner will send the puck over to Schneider. Schneider's got to get around Bourbonnais. That's a tough task. Turnbull right off the bench. Back the other way. There Turnbull goes for the far pass to Carpenter. That's broken up by Schneider. Schneider trying to send it deep for Jenner. Stopped by Bourbonnais. Back to Turnbull. Blair Turnbull to Skaggs. Looking to return that favor. And Brown poke checks that away. They'll get it back on the far side. Tatum Skaggs down to Turnbull. That one's in her skates. And Brown will pick that one up cleanly this time. Off the glass. Schneider does bat it out of the air, but Skaggs picks up the loose puck. Now Schneider on her second attempt. Over the red line will send it in on Campbell. And it hit the netting. No whistle on the play. And finally it will be blown down as the players point to the netting to make sure the referees know it hit it. Tough, it's a light netting in a very light building.
We're seeing Team Sonnet again, trying to make a late change here. And the referees are dialed in to make sure that the 5 on the ice remain.
Here's another look at a chance for Abby Rock. Just on the doorstep was Brianne Jenner, but the puck again just skates away on her.
Kristen Campbell has just been so good at sealing off the bottom half of the ice. We saw it multiple times yesterday. You know, they try to open her up, they try to get her moving, and she's just so quick to snap those pads back down, and controlling those rebounds to low-risk areas.
She's faced 33 shots so far today, only let in the 1 goal, and that was the beauty from Abby Rock in the first period. Micah Zandy Hart with space in the neutral zone. She's going to send it in deep. Campbell's going to try to settle it down. She slows it down but can't stop it. Now Vasco battling behind the net. She's got help by Skarupa and Leslie. Leslie now has it. Tries to send it to Buckles at the point. Buckles can't keep it in as she's got too much pressure at the point. Back and forth in the neutral zone. It'll find its way back to Emma Buckles. Thompson tries to find Leslie at center ice. Makes its way to Ella Shelton's stick. She now has it on the far side. Kogan with pressure. Great move by Ella Shelton to get rid of her. Leaves it for Graham. Graham now with a shot. That one's blocked by Thompson. Brown trying to clear it out. It finds its way to Laquette's stick. Tipped in front. Browning clears that one into the corner. Bach below the goal line with pressure from Brown, loses it. Tarnowski tries to clear it out. Graham is going to send it back in for Team Scotiabank. 2:10 remaining. Thompson losing her footing as Bourbonnais is going to be offside. Good moves, but Skaggs just couldn't get out of the way there.
Yeah, we saw a nice look at Ella Shelton there, just with some nifty edge work, heads up play. She was giving her best Rebecca Johnson impression, I would say. The two just seamless, flawless skaters and a nice heads up play by the defender.
Skaggs has been all over the ice today. She gets that one after Turnbull wins the draw, but loses it on the far side. Here comes Tarnowski. Centering pass lost, and now Blair Turnbull. Here she is in the slot again, finds some space, runs out of room for the shot, but it's loose in front. Riverina Braga picks up the loose puck for Team Sonnet. Back the other way. Riverina Braga over the blue line. Has Gavrilova. Gavrilova can't find a centering pass. Desrochers now for Team Scotiabank. Below the goal line. And tell they're just taking their time now. Angie and Desrochers exchanging passes as their line mates send off a fresh set of forwards. Costa now with speed. She has Johnston going to the net. Johnston tips it in. And it's going to be a 6th goal for Team Scotiabank on a good effort by Costa and Johnston.
Yeah, interestingly, Dean Seymour just, he's riding that top line. Team Scotiabank actually only brings 3 full lines with a spare and Grace Graham up front. So that top line back out on the ice late in a 5-1 game. And of course, Rebecca Johnson doing what she does, just finishing off that play.
So strong on her stick is Rebecca Johnston, and even with a back-checking Brianne Jenner, able to put that one in behind Browning. In a game that we thought might have a different fate for Team Sonnet. Here they come again. Costa almost got her 2nd of the game from a pass from Panic. Hey, we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast how Team Sonnet normally was just losing those 1-goal games, always taking the top team to overtime and shootouts. And today, just that 2nd goal seemed to be the nail in the coffin for Team Sonnet's energy and desperation to win this game.
Certainly a deflating goal at that. And as I was mentioning earlier, you just need Team Sonnet to overcome this hump of putting together 60 minutes. And I really do think those little moments are kind of defining how they play the latter half of their games.
10 seconds remain as Andy Hart will get her final touch of the puck. Sends it over to Gavrilova, and she'll get it back. Maybe one last chance to shoot, and Rock was wide open, but the buzzer will stop that. Our first game today, a 6-1 victory for Team Scotiabank, so they get 2 wins for their weekend, and the Sonnet woes continue as they drop their 6th in a row. And we'll have to see Team Sonnet hopefully break that losing streak on the OHL weekend. We invite you to join us February 10th. We're going to be in Peterborough, Niagara, Barrie, and Kitchener. Visit pwhpa.com to buy your tickets, or just look up the schedule to know when we will be on the air. Liz and I will be with you all weekend long. And for our American friends listening, we will be in Tampa Bay and Washington coming up next month as well. As the players say their goodbyes to Collingwood, a big thank you to the fans and community members here in Collingwood. The Eddie Bush Memorial Arena has been a good home to the PWHPA this weekend. So we'll wait to hear our 3 stars of the game before we send things down to ice level to Liz Knox.
Star from the Scotiabank team, number 12, Kelly Panic. Please go receive your award at the time box. Your 2nd star of the game from the Scotiabank team, is number 6, Rebecca Johnston. And your first star and Canadian Tire player of the game from the Scotiabank team is number 11, Tatum Skaggs. Thank you to everyone for attending Game 3 of the PWHPA Scotiabank Showcase. If you do not have tickets to the Game 4 today at 12:30, please exit through the side doors. Tickets can be purchased online at pwhpa.com.
All right, so your 3 stars, Kelly Panic, Rebecca Johnston, and Tatum Skaggs. And that'll do it for Game 1. The players will just say a final thank you to the fans here in Collingwood, and we'll send things down to ice level as Liz Knox will talk to Rebecca Johnston.
All right, and we're ringside with Rebecca Johnston. Johnny, coming away with a dominant victory. You guys snapped a 3-game losing streak this weekend, coming away with 2 wins. What was the tempo of the weekend?
I think we just wanted to start fresh here after the holiday break, just like regroup and just come out hard. And I think we had a really great team effort these past 2 games.
And speaking of team effort, Kristen Campbell playing 55 of the 6 periods. What do you have to say about your goaltending this weekend?
I mean, we have great goaltending. Mash actually was a phenomenal the first game, the first period, and then Soupy came and stepped in and did a great job as well. So, I mean, we have great goaltending. We don't have to worry about that.
She certainly took care of business. I don't know if you saw it, but midway through that game, the fans here in Collingwood started the wave. What do you have to say to the group, the community here who welcomed us?
Yeah, I think both games we've had great fan support. There was a great crowd out here, great atmosphere. So, yeah, for us, it really helps, and you can really feel that support. So we appreciate everyone coming out.
Thanks so much, Johnny. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Liz Knox and Rebecca Johnston. On behalf of Liz, myself, and our production crew, thank you for joining us for the first game. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be back at 12:30 p.m. for Team Harvey's versus Team Adidas. You're watching the PWHPA Secret Dream Gap Tour, the Collingwood Showcase. We'll see you soon.